Aloha kako. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lacey Falmui, the campus director at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Worldwide at Schofield campus. It is my privilege to welcome you today to the Microsoft Software and Systems Academy ceremony for cohort number 3. It is also a great pleasure to welcome the families and friends who are joining us from around the world to celebrate this special occasion. I would like to particularly welcome our honored guests who will be joining us and speaking with us today. CW5 Deshaun L. Bell, U.S. Army Pacific Chief Technology Officer and Senior Technical Advisor at Fort Shafter, Hawaii. I'd also like to introduce our staff and faculty at the Schofield Barracks, Mr. Mo Radke, Microsoft Site Manager, and Dr. Axley Congress, full-time faculty at Embry-Riddle University. We now ask that we honor the playing of the national anthem, followed by Hawaii Pono'i. Thank you for that. Next, I'd like to turn it over to our Schofield Site Manager, Mr. Mo Radke.
Aloha, and thank you for joining us today to celebrate this awesome accomplishment for these equally awesome graduates. Now it is my privilege to introduce United States Marine Corps Major General Chris Cortez, who is joining us today by video messaging. Chris is the Vice President of Military Affairs at Microsoft and leads the engagement with service members, veterans, and military families. A big feature of Chris's role is to lead Microsoft's focus on inspiring and developing former and transitioning service members for roles in the IT industry. Chris served for more than 33 years in the United States Marine Corps, and when he retired in 2004 as a Major General, he had been leading the Marine Corps Recruiting Command, recruiting more than 75,000 men and women. Previous assignments include Director of Operations for the United States Pacific Command, overseeing operations for 300,000 military personnel. He also has commanded Marines at the platoon, company, battalion, and regimental levels, including during Operation Desert Storm. Chris not only advocates for education, he also mentors others. It's something that Chris did in the Marine Corps and continues to do at Microsoft. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Cortez.
Hello, graduates. It's great to be with you. To me, being gathered virtually is a real demonstration of two important things. First, that you've all shown incredible resilience amid change as MSSA classes moved online. And secondly, that you're joining an industry that will evolve significantly through this global pandemic. As people and organizations become more and more reliant on technology. That makes your military background even more valuable. Through my 30 years of service, I've seen time and again how this community bands together when it matters most, how you step up to face adversity together. The presence of each and every one of you here today is proof of your shared contribution to that legacy. And it's that spirit of adaptability and camaraderie that will help you succeed in the next stage of your career. My own career has been a lifetime in the making. In fact, you could say it started before I was even born. In the late 1940s, two Spanish peasant farmers, Juan and Dolores Cortez, my parents, came to the United States with their 4 children. Among other jobs, they worked in the orchards of Northern California. My mom worked the night shift in an onion factory, and my dad worked as many hours as possible as a carpenter. Eventually, I came along, their first child born on US soil, followed by 2 more of my siblings. To say my parents worked hard barely scratches the surface of what they endured. They toiled through scorching summers and cold winters, driven by their ambition to give their children a life of opportunities that they did not have. They knew a better life required better education, and it became clear to me at an early age that a focus on learning would not only improve my prospects and allow me to help others, but it could also enable me to fulfill my dream of serving my country in a meaningful way. That hunger for education and passion for service ultimately inspired me to enlist in the US Marines. And after 33 years as an infantry officer, those same values, plus the lessons and experiences gained in the military, led me to pursue a new career at Microsoft. As I learned firsthand, transitioning from a life in uniform is not easy. The civilian workforce is an entirely different realm with its own customs, principles, and culture. But as I also learned firsthand, veterans can succeed and thrive in the modern workforce. The skills we bring, such as problem solving, leadership, teamwork, and a mission-driven focus, are vital to companies today. But sometimes corporate decision makers and veterans and service members alike need to be reminded of what you bring to the table. That's why we started MSSA, to help equip servicemen and women like you with the tools and training you need to successfully transition to the next phase of your careers, and also to help companies understand just how valuable you are. No doubt the value you bring, especially today as the fight against COVID-19 creates new urgency to harness technology to improve how people live and work. Your skills and training from the military and MSSA have never been so critical. You represent some of the best talent our country has to offer. You have heart. You understand the value of mission. You know just how much can be accomplished swiftly, and when we come together, resourcefully. Take a moment to recognize that and let it sink in. You already have what it takes to succeed in a civilian career. So I'd like to leave you with 4 tactical tips for mastering this new terrain. Number 1, find a mentor. Hopefully you experienced from MSSA just how beneficial it is to have a mentor on your side. Such a relationship doesn't stop being important. A mentor helps you level set, check your assumptions, and learn from their experiences. Second, pursue opportunities that leverage your strengths. If you haven't already, read the book Strengths Finder and take the Strengths Finder assessment. It's well worth it, especially in terms of learning how you can best operate and collaborate in a corporate setting. Third, network, network, network. Use LinkedIn, ask for help, job leads, tips, and introductions from your connections. And don't be shy about reaching out to those you have served with in similar units or have similar backgrounds and experiences. And last, believe in yourself. Like the most rewarding challenges in life, growing your career is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, be persistent, and put your training to practice. Remember, you are the best recruiter. Your skills and experience will play a critical role in helping our workforce get back on its feet. Believe in that and own it. We're fortunate to live in a time when more and more companies are recognizing the incredible talent in veterans and service members coming out of the military and out of MSSA, specifically MSSA. Not only are you in demand, but your country still needs you. This is your time, and we're lucky to have you in our graduating class of 2020. I wish you all the best, and I believe in you. You can make your dreams come true. God bless each of you, and may God bless America.
Thank you, Major General Chris Cortez. Our next speaker is Dr. John Watret, Chancellor of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Worldwide. Dr. Watret provides leadership and strategic direction that fosters growth, maintains academic integrity, and promotes efficient operations for the worldwide headquarters in Daytona, Florida, and over 130 locations worldwide. Under his leadership, the worldwide campuses, which serve more than 23,000 students annually, has earned the top 2 rank in the country by U.S. News and World Report for the best online bachelor's degree program and has held this rank in the top 5 for the last 7 years. Watret is active with organizations both nationally and internationally, serving as a chair of board of directors for the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Asia in Singapore, as an appointed board member and chair of the University of Florida Online Advisory Board, as an elected member for the Flight Safety Foundation Board of Governors, and as a board member for the Aerospace Alliance. He is also a fellow of the Royal Aeronautical Society and has been featured both as a panelist and guest speaker at national and international conferences. He is a licensed private pilot that holds a PhD in the Master's in Science and Mathematics, both from Texas A&M, and a bachelor's degree from Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, Scotland. Please join me in welcoming Dr. John Watret.
Congratulations, MSSA graduates. It's great to be sharing this special day with you, your family, and your friends. Although I'm not able to be with you in person to recognize your achievements, I want to tell you how especially proud we are of you all. Every MSSA graduate in every cohort works hard to earn the MSSA diploma. But we are especially proud of you. I commend each and every one of you for your motivation, your hard work, and your resiliency during these challenging times. You have successfully navigated these uncertain times together as virtual teams. You have demonstrated agility, and you have achieved the goals you set out to achieve. All these attributes are key to your success. As you transition out of the military into the civilian world, remember that your military training has provided you with invaluable career skills such as self-discipline, teamwork, communication skills, and the ability to analyze risk. All key attributes valued in technology-related industries. Your days in uniform may be numbered, but your contributions to our country's high-tech economy are just getting started. One of the stories I enjoy sharing involves a young soldier who learned some important skills while serving as a combat engineer at Fort Carson. He had to overcome some challenges, but never gave up. He completed the MSSA program and found a well-paying position close to his home back here in Florida. Now, by all accounts, this young soldier's transition went very well. What makes this young soldier's story one that I really enjoy sharing is that even though he had a good job, he didn't stop learning. Within just a few short years, he completed not only the MSSA program, but also his bachelor's degree and is now working on his master's in information security and assurance, all with Embry-Riddle. He now has a position as a systems engineer in Washington, D.C. When asked why he decided to keep continuing with his education, he stated that each year billions of dollars are lost due to cybercrime, and he wanted to be part of the solution to this problem. Remember that learning is not a destination, it's a lifelong journey. We are proud when you display your Embry-Riddle credentials, but lifelong learning is more than just displaying a diploma on a wall. It is also about the future you plan to create for yourself, for your families, and for our communities. We are experiencing history in this moment, a history that will be talked about for decades, a history that will reshape all of our lives in some way or the other. How we respond and become part of the way forward will define our future for many years to come. My advice to you, continue to be agile, continue to be resilient, become a lifelong learner and use your knowledge and your skills in such a way that helps create the future we all want to be proud of. Thank you for committing your time and to the MSSA program. We are proud of you. We are proud to call you Eagles. Congratulations to all the MSSA graduates, and my very best wishes for a bright future. Congratulations.
Thank you for those great words of wisdom, Dr. Watret. Next, I'm honored to introduce our next speaker. He currently serves as the Chief Technical Officer and Senior Technical Advisor for the U.S. Army Pacific since September 2018. He proudly hails from Colorado Springs, Colorado. He entered into the U.S. Army in July 1988 as a computer programmer systems analyst. For the next 7 years, he served at Fort Huachuca, Arizona, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and Alexandria, Virginia. In 1996, he was elected to attend the Warrant Officer Candidate School and then was appointed to Warrant Officer 1 in the Signal Corps. He most recently served as a Signal Regiment headquarters at Fort Gordon, Georgia, as a Senior Warrant Officer Advisor to the Chief of Signal on the improvement of management of over 2,100 Signal Warrant Officers, representing the active component, National Guard, and the U.S. Army Reserve. He holds an Associate's in Science and Bachelor's Data Processing Technology from Hawaii Pacific University, a bachelor's degree in Computer Information Systems from University of Maryland University College, and a Master's of Science degree in Technical Management from Trenton University, and a graduate of all required professional military education, and additionally, he is a project manager professional team and a certified information systems professional. Please join me in welcoming CW5 Deshaun L. Bell.
Aloha. I would like to start by thanking Mr. Radke, Major General Cortez, U.S. Marine Corps retired, Dr. Witrett, and Dr. Congress for your long-standing support to the great servicemen and women who are striving for excellence in their technical and academic pursuits. I would especially like to thank Ms. Lacey Falmoy for inviting me to speak as your installation representative for this graduation. It is certainly an honor and privilege to participate in your milestone event. Now, unlike you, I still haven't figured out what I want to be when I grow up. In fact, I am heading to Fort Huachuca, Arizona to be the Network and Technology Command's Command Chief Warrant Officer this coming summer. So I guess I will figure it out between now and summer of 2023. So prior to this, I was telling Lacey that I was going to retire, but I've been coaxed into hanging around a little longer. So I guess I think I do that. So as Lacey mentioned, I've been in the information systems and information technology business in the Army for the last 32 years. So I've witnessed and personally took part in my fair share of technological advances and evolutions over the past 3 decades. We all join the military for various reasons, but those of you that leave the service honorably all learn very valuable lessons regardless if you depart after 3 years or 33 years. We all leave after developing key attributes and values. Now, speaking from an Army perspective, those are loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. There's also teamwork, self-awareness, initiative, drive, and adaptability. The list goes on and on. I know in the Navy, Marines, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard, they may use different terms to describe these attributes, but they speak to a common denominator of what makes an honorably discharged or retired former service member such a highly valued, highly coveted, and highly sought after asset to any high-performance civilian organization. The fact that many of you already have jobs waiting for you is a testament to what you represent. In my current and past assignments, I deal with and have dealt with industry partners across the globe that have great partnerships and ties to the federal government. The common denominator of these successful companies is that they employ veterans at a large rate. Why? Because they know that you can get the job done. Additionally, a large majority of civilian and contractors working for the government are former service members themselves. My point is that you have chosen to pursue a profession that is in high demand, coupled with the fact that you are a veteran, just adds to your value to this corporate America. In fact, your skill set is even more critical as teleworking and the technology that underscores teleworking are in much higher demand during this current pandemic. You all have made the conscious decision to pursue careers in IT arena, and you have taken the steps to achieve that goal with your commitment to this program over the past 19 weeks. This course is your springboard to achieving your goals, but please don't stop here. Do not stop at your current accomplishments. Continue pursuing your technical trade, but also pursuing your academic degree. You're getting your foot in the door with industry, but I highly recommend you continue your technical and academic pursuits so you can build deep roots and strengthen your knowledge base as you in the IT industry continue to evolve. Take advantage of the 3 Microsoft certification vouchers you receive. Also take advantage of the 15 credit hours provided to you by Embry-Riddle University to get a head start on your academic degree. Having technical training and an academic degree rounds out your capabilities and provides the foundation for you to potentially move into middle and upper management of a company with increased salary. And who doesn't want more money in their pocket? I ask you to be a constant lifelong learner of your craft. Take personal time to invest in yourself. Continue to read and research to stay abreast of emerging technologies and industry trends. Use this investment in yourself to bring benefit to not only yourself, but your organization. This represents your value to your organization and sets you up for greater accomplishments and gains long term. Always remember, your worth to an organization, particularly in the civilian sector, is based on the value that you bring to the company. Are you a force multiplier? Do you contribute to the increased profit margin of your organization? Are you innovative? Your value as an IT professional is making daily work more efficient, simpler, and automated to ultimately reduce the organization's overall operating costs. Now, you don't think about this in those terms while you're in the military, but most certainly you should in the commercial sector. Your success in the civilian workforce is centered on your value to the organization. You must constantly assess your effort and contributions to your company from the value lens. Always ask yourself, are you bringing value to the organization by your work, your skills, your experience, and your education? Again, are you innovative? If you have question marks in any of these areas after your self-assessment, then seek to improve upon these areas that need improvement. This is you seeking continual self-improvement. Again, take personal time to invest in yourself, do your homework, and deepen your knowledge within your craft. Now, in closing, Lacey has my contact information where I can be reached. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions or need insight on anything in general, or particularly if your company is doing business with the federal government. I offer free consultation to you until summer 2023, after which I will have to charge you. It will certainly be an honor to provide you any information that helps you as you pursue your life after your honorable service to our great nation. It has been an honor to be your installation guest speaker. Thank you again for the opportunity to address the class. God bless you all. Mahalo nui loa for your service and sacrifice to our great nation. And good luck to you in your future endeavors. Aloha.
Thank you so much, Chief Bell, for those words, inspiring words of wisdom. Here's where I would have said, get ready for retirement and thank you for your service. Well, now I'm going to say thank you for your continued years of service, and I hope to stay connected through the years.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It is now a great pleasure that I now introduce our final speaker, a participant of the MSSA cohort number 3. He is an awesome role model and mentor. He freely shares his IT experience with everyone in the cohort and assists our Schofield team on informational briefs and new recruits. He's been an outstanding student, and I'm honored to be the one introducing him. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Timothy Thompson, Schofield Barracks MSSA graduate.
Aloha, everyone. There are a few people I'd like to thank prior to addressing the graduates directly. To Lacey Fa'amui, Dr. Congress, and the rest of the Embry-Riddle staff, whose stalwart dedication to the MSSA mission helped the graduates to 132 days of success. That is a really, really long time of success, especially amidst this pandemic, and I cannot thank you enough for all the support that you gave us. Thank you for your personality and your contribution in making this experience great. To the Microsoft mentors, I really don't think you all realize how much you have helped us. You have provided us with amazing advice and assistance throughout these months, and I truly hope our communications can continue for many years to come. To the spouses and families, for providing tremendous levels of support to us during those long hours we spent at the computer, for the meals you brought during our endless lab hours, and for being that supportive voice that provided constant encouragement. Many of the gentlemen here today would not be here without the help of the spouses and families that stand behind them. And finally, to Mr. Mo Radke. Mo, we have talked with you, laughed with you, and some of us have even cried with you. You are truly the cornerstone of this cohort. And I think I speak for the rest of the group when I say that none of us would be here without you. You truly presented yourself as a personification of Microsoft's mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. You empowered us, you empowered me, and I truly cannot thank you enough for that. This part of my speech is aimed directly at the participants of the Microsoft Software and Systems Academy, cohort number 3. To the keyboard ninjas, you'll never hear me say that again. Gentlemen, today is November 10th, 2020. It has been 132 days since this program started. 3,168 hours, 190,080 minutes. Gentlemen, for many of us, the last 19 weeks have been part of a critical transition in our lives. We balance an enormous amount of schoolwork, combined with trying to transition out of the military, fix our resumes, which were god-awful at the very beginning of this cohort, and trying to find a job or school to transition into once our story in the military is complete. Our lives have been spent adapting to adversity just like we did when we first volunteered to serve. We were sent through the fires of change and exited the forges of difficulty and discipline as soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. Now, as we conclude our time together in the Microsoft Software and Systems Academy, we have once again reforged ourselves, but this time as transitioning service members, honing our skills and abilities for the rest of the world to see the true value of a military veteran. Seeing as this is the Microsoft Software and Systems Academy, I wanted to leave one resounding message to all of you that have come here to share in this fine moment today. During our time in the Microsoft Software and Systems Academy, there were 3 things that were placed at the forefront of our learning. I wanted to share those 3 things with all of you and leave something to take with. Diversity and inclusion. As service members, we've had the honor and privilege of serving with people from many walks of life, from many personalities, religions, sexual orientation, skin color, even learning ability. As we transition into the civilian sector, remember this. Remember to seek talent in everyone, and that different perspectives we find in the world can often provide enlightenment and inspiration. Remember to drive inclusion, not only in your workplace, but everywhere that you go. For when we solve a problem for one, that solution can be extended to many. Remember that the strength of our military does not come from the weapons that we use, or the planes that we fly, or the ships that we navigate. The strength of our military, in the end, comes from diversity and inclusion, and the idea that we all have value. Customer focused. As veterans, our customers are just as diverse as we are. We have served our careers as servants to the American people and the rest of the world. And as we transition from a uniform to civilian clothes, never forget that even though our uniform is off, we are still servants. We still serve. Remember that when your customer succeeds, you succeed. And finally, a growth mindset. For those that have not been in the MSSA, this has been drilled into us from the very beginning. Even though a lot of us, not all of us, have had this mindset since we started the cohort. We all know what it is by now. It has been taught to us since the very beginning, and it will remain with me for the rest of my life. As you all move towards a new life and a new career, remember to look at problems as challenges and opportunities to learn more. Do not be intimidated by a difficult task. Work with your team and grow with purpose and commitment to your customers. Continue to keep this mindset. Even when times get hard, push yourself to grow. If you get declined for that job offer that you always wanted, continue to learn and improve yourself and come back even stronger. Gentlemen, as we finish our journey as service members and start anew this journey into the rest of the world, I hope our paths cross again. I hope to stay networked with all of you I hope and pray that our industries or projects allow for future collaboration, that we can provide mentorship to each other and maybe even future MSSA candidates. This journey is not the end, but merely the beginning of a fantastic tale of 13 gentlemen and their lives after the military. On a personal note, one day, I truly hope you get to see me on the other side of a Teams meeting, not as Sergeant Thompson, not as a student, but as a Microsoft employee. It has been an honor to serve and an honor to be here with you for the last 19 weeks. Thank you all for the lasting friendship and memories.
Timothy, thank you so much for those comments. And you know, this, if you haven't heard it by now, this cohort was filled with thoughtful and professional participants just like Timothy, and it was an honor for me to support their efforts. And although it's really not on the schedule, I'm going to step outside the script for just a second and speak directly to those that are watching and listening. And now, before anybody gasps and wonders, well, what's he going to say? I'll simply say that the caliber of person in this cohort, in 2 words, well, is exceptionally collaborative. At any moment during these 19 weeks, if anyone needed support, if anyone needed a study partner, or if anyone just needed to simply vent, the participants in cohort 3 were ready, willing, and able to lend that kind of support to each other from day one. It occurred to me about halfway through our time together that if a business owner wanted a ready-made IT department, this cohort together could solve any challenges placed before them. And I feel like a proud papa. Oh, and one last thing before getting into the presentation of the letters of recommendation. And it's already been said once, and I'll say it again. These letters represent 4.5 months of 8 to 18-hour days. The families and friends that changed their routines and adapted to having an area of their living spaces dedicated to the special requirements of working from home. To you, I say, because of your understanding and support, these graduates are better prepared to move into their newly chosen careers. Thank you endlessly. Okay, back on script. Now it's time to present the letters of recognition to our participants. This recognition represents months of constant work, diligence, and effort. And your ability to work together, support one another, listen to one another is inspiring and should make everyone viewing this have a feeling of pride for what I believe and expect you will accomplish in the future. Dr. Congress, Lacey, and I are extremely proud of your persistence in learning this new trade, and we wish you the best of luck in your future studies and employment. So off we go in making our first of the presentations. And we're going to start off with Jyotindra Acharya. Jyotindra served in the United States Army for over 6 years as an active duty soldier and continues to serve as a reservist. He served in the U.S. Army at the Desmond Doss Health Clinic at Schofield Barracks as a registered medical laboratory technician, where he rose to the rank of sergeant, looking over medical laboratory operations and soldier development. Jyotindra has cultivated a strong passion for IT through MSSA and is actively looking for employment opportunities in his newfound profession and is pursuing a master's degree in information technology. The next is Brian Burrow. Brian is retiring as a commander from the United States Navy following 24 years of military service. Throughout his career, he served in various positions as a naval flight officer and as a cryptologic warfare officer. Brian flew reconnaissance missions in the EP-3 Ares II served as a tactical action officer on board USS George Washington, that's an aircraft carrier, and was assigned as Deputy Director for Intelligence for U.S. Naval Forces Central Command, and led cyber operations for Indo-PACOM as Commander Task Group 1. Brian has developed a strong passion for technology over the years and is currently interviewing with Microsoft. This is Deondre Butler. Served in the United States Army for 7 years as an IT specialist. He served in various assignments in Germany, Afghanistan, and Hawaii. Deondre is currently interviewing with Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Oracle, and Booz Allen. He will be moving to the DC, Northern Virginia area in the mid-November. Coming up, Franco Jamie. Franco served in the United States Marine Corps for 5 years. He served in various assignments, including data communications technician and radio operator at Marine Corps Base Hawaii at Kaneohe Bay. Franco is continuing with his education at Florida International University. Coming up is Hyun Lee. Hyun has served 4.5 years in the United States Army. He is a sergeant and combat engineer and has demonstrated a strong passion for IT from the MSSA program. He's got offers as a DevOps engineer from some companies. However, he's decided to pursue his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and construct a strong academic foundation first to continue to extend his horizons in cloud computing and software development on his timeline. Next is John Linse. John served in the United States Navy for 9 years. His service led to him performing as a system administrator with a variety of technologies and environments. His continued desire to work within the IT industry led him to the MSSA program, and he'll be employed as a Linux administrator with Lockheed Martin. After the MSSA, he plans to follow up with earning a degree at WGU for cloud computing to continue developing as an IT professional. Now comes Giancarlo Luis. Giancarlo was born and raised in the Dominican Republic before immigrating to the US. He served in the United States Army for 7 years as a petroleum supply specialist before leaving the service. On his transition, he started looking at different career fields that presented constant challenges, and he focused on the information technology industry and found the MSSA program. While in the MSSA, he learned about important systems and processes that are vital to IT technicians around the world. He has successfully acquired his CompTIA Security Plus and will be going for his Azure Fundamental certification later on this month. Good luck, Giancarlo. Next is Mrake Angelo Miguel. Mrake served in the United States Navy for 5.5 years. He started as a supply clerk, supporting the world's biggest jet base in Virginia Beach, and quickly rose to petty officer in charge of the command's post office and manager of a credit card program while assigned to the USS Hopper, which is a destroyer based out of Pearl Harbor. Mrake is actively looking for employment opportunities in his newfound passion. While he is starting with his Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, Mrake believes and faces the future favors the bold, and he's headed in that direction. Best of luck to Mrake. Next, Mr. Matthew Moody. Matt was a soldier in the U.S. Army for 4 years. He was stationed in Hawaii for the duration of his service, with a short time serving in Japan. Matt is continuing his education while pursuing a bachelor's degree at Binghamton University after completing the MSSA program, and will search for different employment opportunities in the months to come. Next, Luis Salazar. Luis served 8.5 years in the United States Army. He served as a platoon sergeant in the infantry before leaving service in late 2016. After his time in the Army, he finished out his degree at Hawaii Pacific University in business management before moving into the IT field. He strives to teach and mentor others with the many volunteering that he does in the community. After the MSSA, he plans to go on for a follow-on degree for cloud computing while helping others in the IT community obtain Security Plus certification. He's constantly reviewing different offers he has from employers and plans to move forward very soon. And we're rooting for you, Luis. Next is Sin Yang Sui. Sin Yang served in the United States Army for 4.5 years and was a generator mechanic in the military, now transitioning to an IT professional through the MSSA program. Sin Yang is currently interviewing with multiple technology companies and will be ready to start his career soon afterwards. Best of luck, Sin Yang. This is Daven Tanudra. Daven served in the Navy and the Air Force for 5 years in cyber systems operations and attached to the Mission Defense Team. His experience in the civilian sector started in 2007 when he left the military for the first time. Since then, his career in the IT field has been growing. His 13 years of experience encompasses the full circle of user experience, technical administration knowledge, telecommunications, and IT network operations. Daven is pursuing his passion in cloud architecture and currently has several offers with DoD federal sector positions and DoD contractors. And finally, our guest speaker today was Timothy Thompson. Timothy served in the Army for 13 years as a radiology specialist. He has served in a variety of roles, from a training operations NCO at the United States Military Academy at West Point to a systems administrator role at Tripler Army Medical Center. He will continue his pursuit of a degree in data analytics and will keep pursuing career opportunities at Microsoft. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the presentation of Letters of Completion.
Thank you, Mr. Mo Radke. As we come to a close, I'd like to say a few words to recognize our students. It has been a privilege to have been able to get to know each of you and to be along with you for this journey. From the admissions process to the acceptance into the program, then witnessing each of you grow, not only personally, but professionally too. It is my honor to stand here before you and say, with all honesty, that cohort number 3, without a doubt, you're one of my top 3 favorite cohorts of all time. I wish each of you the best on your next endeavor, and I look forward to continuing to hear all about your professional journeys. Congratulations to all recognized students. Please join me in giving them a round of applause for an outstanding achievement. Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our virtual recognition ceremony. Please remain while we play for a few more minutes as we play the U.S. Armed Air Force medley. Have a great day, and to our students, to the brightest of all futures. Aloha. This now concludes our ceremony. Aloha.